Hello everyone and welcome to SuttonsDaze. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Project Pantry and some let's just keep it real. Some cheap food that you can get right now to stock your pantry in case of an emergency. Let's get started. We are in some very uncertain times. There was a pandemic, possibly still is, earlier this year that caught everyone off guard. Not everyone, but a lot of people. And now there's a lot of uncertainty about what could be coming down the pike in the next couple months. Okay. And I normally go with my gut instinct because it typically does me right. Okay. So I hope that you do also. And I'm paying attention to my gut, and I'm telling you that now you really need to make sure that you are stocking your pantry. It does not have to be with ribeye steaks and, expensive this or expensive that. The whole purpose of Project Pantry is to slowly build your pantry on just a few dollars every week, okay? Whether that be 5, 10, 20, whatever your budget allows and is good for you. But right now, I'm asking you to consider what you can eat that won't kill you, okay? What you can eat in case of an emergency that you can get for cheap today to get that pantry stocked. And then we'll start working on some other stuff, okay? So I've got just 20-ish things here that I listed that I'm going to toss out. Grab a pen, grab a paper. Let's chat about them. As always, remember that if you are buying food that you're not going to eat, you are wasting money. So stock what you eat what you stock. Store what you eat what you store. Same kind, okay. Only buy stuff that you know you're going to eat. Makes sense, right? Otherwise, you're throwing money away. Okay, now let's get started. Yes, I'm going to say it. Beans. Okay, beans. So, do you like beans? I love beans. I like beans a lot. They're a great protein. They're very economical, and you can get a whole bunch for very little. You can find ways to doctor them up so that they make a fantabulous meal or meal replacement. However you're used to eating them. I would be eternally happy with some of my home canned baked beans. If you don't do home canning, don't worry about it. Go get your favorite name brand. Go get your affordable name brand. Go buy 10 cans, okay? And put them up. They're not terribly expensive. You can find them on sale, but whatever you do right now, beans. Dry beans are the least expensive. They are the cheapest, okay? And then you can fix them any way you want. Beans. Number 2, rice. Okay, it had to happen, right? Rice and beans and rice. Okay, rice. If you eat rice, we don't have rice very often at all, like less than 5 times in the last couple 2-3 years, okay? We're not rice eaters. What I have discovered is that if I'm going to store rice, it needs to be minute rice, something like that. It needs to be instant rice. I have lost my ability to cook rice because we don't eat it. So I'm going to store a little bit because in an emergency, it's a good filler. It's a good thing to help beef up those beans. It's a good extra side to have in case of an emergency. Am I going to eat it all? Probably not. Am I going to eat a little bit to give me some carbs to get through a crisis? Absolutely. Am I going to feed it to the grandkids? You betcha I am. Okay. So having some rice on hand, for me, instant rice has been proven to be the easiest. That is my number 2. It's inexpensive. A bag of rice doesn't cost hardly anything at all. Okay. So go get you some rice to go with your beans, but only if you eat rice and beans. Number 3. One of my all-time favorite things in this world. When I was young, and I was moving to a different state, all of my besties pitched in together and got me a great big tub of Jif peanut butter and a spoon because they knew that way I wouldn't go hungry. Okay, so peanut butter. Get yourself some peanut butter. Peanut butter is a fantabulous thing to put in your pantry. It has a pretty decent long shelf life. Everybody eats peanut butter, don't they? Well, okay, unless you have allergies. But it goes good on sandwiches. It's good in cookies. You can throw it in some oatmeal. You can grab it on a spoon and call it a day. It has protein. It has the fats. It has the carbs. It's like a complete little meal. And if it's your favorite brand, it's even better. For me, that's Jif. Okay, Jif is not sponsoring this. I'm just telling you, Jif is my thing. Anyway, So, peanut butter. That's number 3. I hate saying this one, but ramen noodles. What do they cost? Like $1 a packet, right? Ramen noodles. Now, am I saying that you should make them a mainstay of your diet? I honestly have trouble telling you to go buy them, okay? But in an emergency, in some kind of horrible thing where, you can't leave your house, in a true emergency, they are a meal. They're something to eat. I don't know how real they are or anything, but they're something to eat, okay? So, pick up some ramen if it's something that you will eat. That's honestly one of the things on my list. Won't even come in the house. But if you do, if you enjoy it, pick up some ramen. You can buy a whole bunch of that for like no money at all, right? And then you just get stuff to add to it. So, ramen. Something that I used to purchase a lot of every fall to get me through the winter. Now I can a lot of it to get me through the fall, to get me through the winter, is canned tomatoes. So canned tomatoes, whether that be diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, tomato sauce, it doesn't matter if it's spaghetti sauce, whatever, some kind of canned tomatoes for whatever you're going to use. Because a super simple, easy meal is grabbing that tomato sauce, grabbing that rice, grabbing whatever else you can throw in together, and poof, you have dinner. And it's very inexpensive and very, very easy. A lot of recipes use tomato sauce, tomatoes, canned tomatoes, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. Wow. So, whatever is your favorite kind of canned tomatoes, stock up on those. Oatmeal. Okay, I honestly don't care if you get the instant oatmeal with the maple and the brown sugar, if you just buy bulk steel cut oats and do your own thing. However you get your oatmeal, get your oatmeal. You can get oatmeal from the Dollar Tree, okay? You can get oatmeal from the bulk food stores. You can get oatmeal anywhere. So get yourself some oatmeal, because oatmeal, again, makes breakfast. It's warm, it's comforting, stick to your ribs, and it also makes dessert. Cookies. Pasta is another one. It's another one of those staples that just, in an emergency, is a fantastic thing to have some on hand, okay? Either a lot or a little, depends on how much of it you use in your diet today. We have a little in the house. We don't have like a ton. I probably couldn't feed all the grandkids for more than a couple meals, but it's a lot for Phil and I. So you have to base it on that. But there's all the 10 for 10 sales, and you can buy it in bulk. You can get it at the dollar stores. Pasta, you guys, whatever kind of pasta is your favorite shape, grab it. Flour. Flour is a great thing to have. It's always a good time to learn to bake. It's always a good time to learn to bake, okay? Very simple recipes, not very hard at all. I'll put a recipe up here that will take you to the easiest bread recipe you have ever done in your entire life. It is so forgiving. It's crazy. So, flour. If you're going to stock up on flour, make sure to get some yeast. It's really helpful. Learning how to make sourdough when you're hungry is not a good thing, okay? Learn how to make sourdough another time. Right now, get some yeast so that you can make some bread, so that you can make some crackers. Crackers. Stock up on some crackers. Crackers are very helpful. Not only do they go with soups and stews and that kind of thing, but they're great for little snacks with, peanut butter. Okay, so grab some crackers too. Very inexpensive. Again, that's one of those common 10 for 10 items. $10, poof, you have crackers. Potatoes. So if you're buying whole potatoes, absolutely stock up on some whole potatoes. Keep track of where they are. Make sure they're in a cool, dry spot. Rotate them every now and then. I am guilty of losing track of a bag of potatoes. It's ugly. It's so ugly. You don't want to do that. Okay, so if you are looking at long-term storage, get some instant potatoes. Instant potatoes are great. If you're looking at really long-term storage, hey, did I mention I sell Thrive Life Foods? Yes. Popcorn. Okay. Seriously, it's popcorn, right? Popcorn with some cheddar powder on it. Popcorn with some Fiesta Ranch on it. Popcorn with some ranch on it. Popcorn with some butter on it. Popcorn with some pickle powder on it. Pickle powder? What, Lisa? Pickle? Yeah, pickle powder. Yeah, pickle powder video. Anyway, popcorn. It is the difference between a comforting, cozy evening and one where you're going, now what? Now what? Now what? And it's an inexpensive treat. Salsa. Yes. Okay. Who doesn't love salsa? Put salsa on your eggs. Put salsa on your rice. Put salsa on your meat. Salsa's good for a whole bunch of stuff. You can do all kinds of things with salsa. I think I just irritated myself. So, stock up on some salsa if you eat salsa. Frozen fruits and veggies. Now, frozen veggies can be much less expensive. I normally stock up on those when they hit like $1. Of course, if you have an Aldi near you, they're typically pretty inexpensive there from the couple of times that I've shopped there. Frozen fruit is kind of a catch as catch can, okay? So you can look around, try picking up some frozen fruit. If you can't find frozen fruit for inexpensive, wow, I did it. Then find canned fruit, okay? Inexpensive canned fruit is out there. It's possible. Sometimes, though, watch yourself, kind of know the brand. Maybe pick up one to test it. I have picked up inexpensive fruit cocktail, and I will no longer ever do that because it wasn't good. Okay, so watch what you're doing, but you can get frozen fruit pretty inexpensive, and frozen vegetables absolutely. Canned veggies. Not everybody is a home food preservationist. Is that a word? So, canned veggies, and they're doing lots of, box lot sales, that kind of thing right now. People stocking up. Even if they're not, go out and get them. They're on sale. They're on sale. You can find sales. If you can't find sales, then I have typically found with vegetables that a lot of times the store brand is equally as good as your name brand. And it depends on what you're getting and what you're used to. I mean, you guys saw we picked up spinach from the Dollar Tree. Hello, and Phil loves it. He thinks it's the bomb, and lots of people said that it was a really good spinach. So check out every place that you can, get the best deal that you can, stock up on some canned vegetables. Cheese, please. Please, can I have some cheese? I love cheese. So cheese is one of those fantastic things. It will actually last a pretty long time in your refrigerator. Trust me on this one, okay? So if you get the little blocks of cheese, we normally do pepper jack and cheddar and sometimes mozzarella. If you get the shredded stuff, divide it up and put part of it in your freezer. It'll last forever, okay? And it's great for things like using in tacos or omelets or whatever the case may be. Cream cheese and cream cheese you can freeze, but when it comes back out, it's not going to be the same consistency, but it's really great still for using for baking. Okay, so say you're getting close to that time where you're like, I'm going to have to pitch this if I don't use it, throw it in the freezer and then use it for some kind of baking project, coming up. But cheese makes the world go round, and it goes really good with pasta. Boxed cake mixes. Okay, so I've kind of got this thing that I would be taking you guys along with. I'm kind of having a dump cake. I just want dump cakes. I don't even want them. I just want to make them. Okay, so I want to make dump cakes for the grandkids. They look good. They sound good. I probably won't eat very much at all. But I want to make them. So cake mixes, a super simple thing. If you're, having a simple celebration, make some cupcakes, make a spice cake, pick up some cake mixes. They're very inexpensive. You can normally get them for around $1. If you pick up 12, that's one a month. Make one of them or two of them, a couple brownies, and life is good. Cake mixes. Life is better with cake. Okay, so then there's seasonings. Now, that rice, that pasta, that tomato sauce, that ramen, that oatmeal. Oh my goodness. The popcorn, the potatoes, the beans, everything practically that I mentioned is better with seasonings. Now's not the time to go all experimental, okay? Pick up those seasonings that you know that you like. Don't go buy Chinese 5-spice when you've not made it a regular habit to use it in your household, okay? Go pick up that cumin. Go pick up that chili powder. Go pick up some pepper and some salt. Always have salt, okay? So pick up those seasonings that you know you use. Let's leave the riskier days for tomorrow, okay? You can pick those up if you want, if your budget allows and there's time and nothing major happens and everything turns out great, go for it. But for stocking up your pantry, for Project Pantry, to make sure that everything is okay, if everything isn't okay, get the stuff that you're used to. You can never go wrong with a little chocolate. Now, you guys know that as well as I do. Chocolate, okay? I'm not talking about a whole bunch. Get some chocolate chocolate chips. Get some chocolate chips. If you're craving something sweet, you can put them in with some cookies. You don't need a whole bunch. You definitely don't need as many as recipes normally call for. You know, and they store really easy. Put them in, you know, vacuum seal them in some jars or something. Or buy, you know, buy your favorite chocolate bar, buy your favorite candy, buy some Hershey Kisses. Chocolate, something sweet to put up in the pantry just in case of an emergency. Like say you're locked in your house for, you know, I don't know, 90 days and you just really want something sweet. Okay, Lisa, why are you telling us to buy all these cheap foods? Why are you telling us to buy all these cheap foods? Well, because it will take a lot less money to stock up a whole lot more food when you're buying the inexpensive food, okay? You will be able to stock your pantry with the bare necessities for emergency food, what, you know, some people call a prepper pantry, okay? And that will get you through a whole bunch of stuff. Add sugar to that, by the way. I told you flour, but I didn't tell you sugar. So add sugar to that. You will be able to get through a whole bunch of emergencies with just the stuff that we talked about, okay? Even the ramen, okay? You can add vegetables to. Then, once you've got all that done, look at that. You are a raging Project Pantry success. Absolutely. You have all of this food in your cabinet. Now you can cherry pick the items that you want to add to it. So now you're going to add some meats, okay? And meat's on sale like crazy right now. Now you can add some more vegetables. Now you can add some more treats. Now you can add some more spices, okay? Be sure also to add some kind of fat. You don't have to stock up a whole bunch. Just make sure that, you know, you've got olive oil or you've got butter or you've got lard. Stick with the real stuff. Try to stay away from the vegetable oil if you can. But vegetable oil is remarkably inexpensive. So, hey, you know, pick your battles, your choice, one way or the other. But these are just some really inexpensive items that you can look at stocking up now to build your project pantry to make sure that you have a pantry in case of emergencies. And then once that's in place, which won't take very long at all, okay, then you can start picking up those slightly more expensive items and sticking those in the freezer instead, okay? So I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you a few ideas. Go out, stock those pantries. Listen to your intuition, okay? Just listen to your intuition. Okay, remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, everybody, please be safe.